right, welcome back. We are here for Apocalypse Keys, Bonds of Power, episode 3. Goodness. All right. It's been a week or two since we've played, so I'm just going to ask each player to, or each character to relate what they remember from last time, because I believe we are on the verge of unlocking Doom's door. Like the roll was made, and now we're going to see about the confrontation, if there is one. We'll see. All right, so who remembers off the top what happened last time?
There were books.
In the
Okay, no.
library.
First of all, we split the party. We got separated.
Yes, Zero and Wisp. Well, Wisp fought a big thing with a very dangerously held monster in a glass jar on her person. And then Vivi and Petri had some moments.
Right.
We were the other pair.
Petri, the library presented us tempting books, and Vivi was saying no, and Petri was saying yes, and they had a fight, although I think it was more Vivi being angry at the situation and taking it on Petrichor than anything else.
Yeah. Bet Petra was just sort of full gremlin mode from what I remember. Just grabbing shit, causing chaos, and not particularly having a plan of any kind.
And then we phased out of reality, crossed the library, across the stacks of books, and met up with Wisp and Zero in time to see Wisp protecting Zero from the monster.
Also, Wisp summoned a giant thing out of a bottle somehow. And we learned that Wisp is just covered in giant monsters in bottles. What if she tripped, etc.?
Yeah, they're ghost Pokemon. Don't worry about
What
it.
if you tripped?
I don't trip, okay?
Although I would, if I'm correct, and I apologize if I'm not, but I would probably pay to see a Gengar like running around in this world. Awesome.
Totally could.
All right, so that's where you guys find yourselves. I mean, after the freewheeling discussion, you're in the middle of the library somewhere. This beast has dissipated from after Wisp's creature dispatching it. And yeah, I mean, last you heard, Marcus was going to try and get the field agents to be able to break into the parasitic library and get you guys out. After requesting that you come back, then the library, I guess, had decided, nope, I think you're going to be lost here in the stacks for a little bit longer. But yeah, you discovered some more keys, and you unlocked Doom's door. So I'm going to say that at this point, the library stacks shift again, and you will see them moving apart and then maybe lifting up, almost again like a big Tetris game, without the music. And you will hear the librarian distantly saying, "Where is that book? I could have sworn it was here somewhere. Who was that? Someone was going through the stacks without using their card. What is going on?" And then again, you hear the footsteps coming closer or going further. You're not sure. That obscuring mist is still kind of going in and out of the stacks, and I think the stacks as they clear and move, I think out of the mist you'll see someone in what looks like a regulation suit, um, regulation division suit, but of a different cut, maybe of a different time, and she'll just come out of the mist. She looks haggard, and she looks like her hair is askew, and she hasn't slept for quite some time. And she will come immediately out of the mist and go, oh, finally, a rescue party. Oh, you're from Division, right? Do you all seem oddly familiar? Perhaps we've met before?
Do we remember this person at all, or someone looking like them?
No, I mean, like, like nobody that you necessarily recognize. I mean, you might, maybe, but it depends. I mean, in your time with Division, I mean, you might have seen somebody that it looks like her, but you're not sure. Because again, in your time loop, in your time bubble, it's like you might remember some faces, but you might not. And yeah, it appears I've lost more time here than I thought. But it can't be. It can't be that it's been too long since I've been trapped here, right? Right?
I'm really not the one to ask.
Well, I mean, they're coming, right? I mean, they're gonna open up the door soon. Yes, and we can all get out.
Well, okay, hold on. When did you enter library?
Oh, let's see. Uh, what? Well, no, I probably better not ask that now. Let's see. I remember coming in when Footloose. I was gonna go see Footloose the day before I came in, and I didn't. They called me in early. Huh.
Does anyone know what the heck is Footloose?
Zero just shakes his head.
Could be yesterday, for all we know, I'm afraid.
It was a movie. Yeah.
Oh, I've heard about those. They won't let me watch them.
Won't they let you watch movies?
Because I changed them, and they don't like that.
Oh. Well, I think it's okay, just so long as you don't take out Kevin Bacon. He's an actor in the movie. Yeah.
Sounds tasty.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he's made of bacon, but yeah, he looks tasty. I don't know how long it's been though since I've been in here. Um,
Vivi
yeah.
leans forward and says, human cultural artifacts are always so fascinating. Tell me, how does this Kevin Bacon survive with 1 foot loose? I did not realize human feet came off.
No, no, no. I think it's an expression like for dancing, and then she will actually kind of do like a little bit of the dance that she remembers from the trailer from so long ago. Um, I'm sorry. I'm oh, yeah. Here we go. Here's my division badge, and you'll see that the letters. You recognize it as a division badge. The logo's there, but maybe the logo's a little bit old looking, and the name has been siphoned off. It's
Oh,
blank.
Okay. Well, it's a good picture.
Yes, yes. Mm, yeah, you probably can't read it. I can't read it now, but um, I believe my name is Jen Fable. Yes, Jen Fable. Sounds about right. Right? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I guess we can get you out, right? Like, do we have any reason not to?
I'm sorry, we do have a job to do.
Oh,
Uh,
uh, is it to, well, I mean, the one to rescue me, I'm sure. And then like I need to be here, and I was trying to find my um lost memories. And oh, yes, I was even making a map. I had this map that I was making of all the archives. Now, all these shelves will move, but I think there's a pattern to them. I think I've almost figured out the pattern, and I just need to be able to get my memories before they get us out.
Joyous day. You're so close.
Yes. And then she'll kind of like whip out from behind her. She'll like, she'll whip out a clipboard from underneath her jacket, and then she shows you like these way scribbled notes. And it's almost like she was turning the notepad a couple of times, like old-timey wimey Victorian letters. And so like she was trying to fill in spaces with like the names of the stacks and like for where things were located in the library. You can see here, I mean, like this shows the layers of the library. I mean, like, the archives, well, they're all archives, but I mean, this particular memory segment, like, it was right here, and then it will shift like in a few days. It's like I'm kind of doing it by the amount of times they shift, and then like the formula for the algorithm for doing it is over here, and then this particular part will show you the lost memories of old division agents, which is the section that I keep trying to chase after, but then it just kind of disappears and such. What are
Vivi
you here
will
for?
take the. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, and she's just looking at you and then just looking at you all and just going, "What are you here for besides rescuing me?"
We're trying to make the library safe. And
And we're
also,
not here to rescue you.
Wisp.
Wisp.
Oh,
What? It's true.
I
oh,
can't imagine division was much kinder in your day. You must have known.
But I
well,
mean, we
Regardless,
can. We're
this
here.
is a happy circumstance. Vivi just shoots a glare at everyone else. And of course, we will. You're welcome to join us. We will finish our mission and then escort you out.
Oh
Because that
no,
is the.
don't you dare. She's very close to leaving on her own.
Petri.
I can't say what will happen when that happens, but it is a very good thing.
wait, you mean to say I could have left at any time? Wait,
Oh
what?
no. No, your path is. All of this work has been leading you to an outcome which I cannot say any more about. But trust me, you will like what you find when you get where you're going.
All I need is my memories before we leave here. I mean, everything else be damned. I just need to make sure that I get make sure that Jen Fable's my name, or, whatever my name is. I need to make sure it's completely, like, true and, here. Very close. You're absolutely right about that. I'm very, very close.
May I? And Vivi will try to take the clipboard.
Yeah.
And looking over the clipboard, can Vivi make heads or tails of it? Can they parse the equations or sort of figure out where they need to go to actually go where this person wants?
Just for funsies, it's like, do you want to use one of the basic moves or one of your moves to do that?
Um, I mean, I feel is this grasp keys, even though we have the keys?
Um, hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, you guys have already rolled on it, so I mean, I'm gonna say it's not necessarily grasping keys. It is, let's see. Well, you're not enforcing your will. I mean, the closest thing is pretty much like, grasping keys. So, I mean,
Sure.
yeah, let's go ahead and just like, do that for right now, and then we'll
Okay.
see. We'll see. We'll see what it means.
Excellent. So I think it's time to spend some darkness tokens because this is a very welcome distraction because it's literally anything else other than thinking about Wisp and Zero. So let's spend 2 darkness tokens. All right. It's an
What'd you get?
11.
That's fun.
Mhm.
Let's see. Juicing moves. Grasp keys. On an 11 plus, you uncover a key, but there's a significant complication, cost, or fallout. The keeper will tell you what it is. Perfect. So, I'm gonna say that you will notice among the patterns and the algorithms as you're looking in your particular way, in your particular perspective um, at this diagram mishmash that she's made, I think you'll start to see those symbols that you saw in your vision, like, moving backwards of somebody drawing in the symbols to make the door. But this time, it's like you're seeing each one of those symbols drawn out in the particular pattern, complete underneath all of the layers of map detritus that she's made.
And
And, yep.
you will just gasp and drop the clipboard.
And I think when you drop it, she's going to say, "Hey, those are my notes. Don't do that." And then she will go grab for them. But then I think when you drop them, I think they touch the floor of the library. And then you see those symbols pretty much like, like spring to life, where they kind of, their outlines glow on her page. And then they will lift off of the page and then start to like redraw themselves into the air. And I think the pattern starts changing and then turning into a frame that repeats itself as it makes a door going into, well, making a door where it stands. And I think this is where you're going to see the mist coalesce, and it is no longer fragmented, it is no longer wispy. I think behind you all, I think Jen Fable will say, "Oh, that's strange. Shadows never did that before." And I think you'll see like the shadows start to loom over you as Zero, you recognize this voice. "I am back with more memories. And I remember you." As spindly tendrils will reach out from its own darkness and sort of dance above Zero's head. What do you all do?
Oh boy.
Excuse me.
I'm going to use Crowned by Dream, Exalted by Nightmare, I think.
Please read off that move.
So when I have learned how to harness dreams and create great and terrible weapons from them. When I turn dreams into a dangerous weapon, mark ruin and choose the form of it, pretty much.
Okay.
So I will mark ruin when I can find where the ruin track lives.
I think it was established it's up near the Powers of Darkness. A
A11.
column. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh,
Or
yes,
the
okay.
yeah, the little column of squares.
Thanks.
I know, it's very strange.
And I think as Zero kind of takes a step away from the tendrils, his hair will kind of ruffle a little, like something's moving underneath at his temples. And he's going to start kind of leaking his own dark tendrils around his head. It just kind of coalesces, and I'm going to create a weapon of darkness.
All right, so weapon of darkness. Any monster or creature of darkness can use it and see it, but the mundane and mortals cannot. And yeah, I'm gonna say that Jen Fable's kind of looking strangely at you, and is something happening? I mean,
You'll know soon enough.
oh, okay. And then I think the door's getting bigger, and then the entity's saying, maybe it's time to go through and open this door to my master, to share this unknown with anyone and everyone. What do you think?
This voice is coming from behind this door that is just manifested, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like it's not through the door, it's like, like kind of behind you all as you're staring the door, but the tendrils were dancing above Zero's head as this voice is heard.
How?
You almost hear a question mark in the next hiss.
It's a perfectly simple question. How will you bring this unknowing onto the world? You're not even in the world.
But I will. This door unlocks, and that door will connect to it. And you see a spindly tendril show in another wall, the door to division suddenly coming into view. And Jen Fable's like, is that it? Is that getting back to division?
Unfortunately, yes. It's not supposed to be there.
I haven't gotten all my memories yet. I need to. Where are my notes? What the hell happened? And she's grabbing for the clipboard or the pages that she had shown Vivi, but then like they're not corporeal anymore for whatever reason. It's like the ritual symbols had burned it from this particular reality as the door was made. I can't leave yet. I can't go yet. I need to know who I am. I need to know where I've been, like what I was before I can go back to work, before I can go back to division.
And Vivi will crouch down to be even with. Wait, how tall is Vivi? Never mind. Vivi doesn't crouch. Vivi's the same height. I'm used to playing tall characters. Vivi will just look at Jen and say, "You should go now while it's still safe for you. This is not going to get any better. And while you might lose the memories that you have here, at least you'll have the opportunity to make new ones."
No, 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 no. No, I can't. I came here to. I came here to bring something here. Whenever I got here, and then now I need to. No. And she's just kind of like looking very confused as she's trying to grab at the papers and not going anywhere near, like the door back to division. And she's, yeah, she's
Think
good.
Wisp will step up next to Vivi. And Wisp also does not sort of crouch, but she's, just casually 2 feet taller than Jen Fable. And she looks down at her with Wisp has her hand on the hilt of her sword, and she says, "Lady, get out and save yourself, or I loosen your foot."
Okay, I want to do something.
Okay.
I need to find the text
Listen,
for this one. Sorry, did I interrupt something?
No, I was just laughing at Wisp's joke, or maybe serious order.
Oh, I missed it.
Can you hear me, Chris?
I missed the end of that statement. Was there a joke?
Yes, a good one.
Rude. My internet is being mean to me.
Sorry.
All right, I'm trying to...
Wisp threatened to loosen Jen Fable's foot for her if she doesn't leave.
That is extremely good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And this is your move, right? This is a herald move?
Yes, this should be... I thought I had a move for like welcoming people into the... I thought I had a conversion move.
You have no. Okay. Well, I'm not sure what you've checked off because since it's a
no that I have the library written down, but I wanted to change it. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't, or it didn't go through because the internet is being mean to me. Yeah, no, it would be spread the good word, or possibly.
I mean, you didn't take a ruin move yet, right?
No, is that a ruin move?
No.
No, I get a playbook move and then another playbook move or a ruin move. So spread the good word is valid, right?
When you first encounter a named NPC or monster, you may declare that they too have been blessed by your master. And you tell me how they've been furthering your master's goals, spend darkness tokens, and roll.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
So I should have already done that. Sorry. And I also kind of already did it in terms of fiction, like just for myself in the chat.
Storing this pattern will reveal the name of his master, and this is akin to a first communion. Okay.
Whatever she's looking for, she'll find my master. I believe this.
Okay. So and finding her memories, because that's what she's been obsessed about. What has been furthering your master's goals? How?
There's also just the
that's
basic
not it.
move, Unleash the Dark.
Yeah, if you want
Sure,
to
I'll
use your
do
power
that.
somehow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's just do it like that. That makes way more sense.
Okay. So
I
unleash the
had this
dark.
whole thing figured out. I guess I didn't.
It's fine. When you unleash the dark within you to enforce your will on someone, physically, socially, or emotionally, spend darkness tokens and roll.
Okay, how many darkness tokens do I have? Where is that on the sheet? I believe I have
up at the
3,
top.
but I never marked it down. Because I am a
G1.
fool.
Yeah, it's like right at
Well,
the G. Yep.
I'm gonna give myself 3 and spend 1.
Okay.
So I have 2.
Yeah, I know for sure that you've done a couple of these things. So, yeah, having darkness tokens is no issue. What did you roll?
3 dice. Now I am rolling.
Okay.
That is a 9 on the dice.
Oh, good. Okay. So that's the sweet spot. On an 8 to 10, you wield the darkness with control and ease. You would choose 2 of these. Get past their defenses and inflict a condition, get what you want from them, avoid reprisals, harm, or cost, gain the upper hand for now, expose a weakness or flaw, or confuse them for some time.
I mean, I'm doing this on Jen Fableman.
Yeah. So
my goal here narratively is to to walk you through Petri's mind space in this moment. They believe that they're like this pattern seeking, this conversion experience has been disrupted by Doom's Door, and they are trying to set that right. So I guess wait, let me check my options again. So I guess that's get what I want from them and avoid reprisal or harm or cost.
Okay. All right. So you want what from?
I want them to continue on their already set path towards towards knowing and embracing my master, whose library we're in, by the way.
So you want her to continue searching in the library?
Yes. So my thought now is to basically open the floor up. And send her away.
I see. Okay. Tell me
Probably
what that looks
closer to the Lost Memories division.
Okay. So, tell me what this looks like, as she's trying to reach for her papers and figure out what to do. What does this look like?
I think what this looks like is Petri will just grab the papers as if they are on a clipboard, as if they are physically real, hand them to her. Say, you are fortunate that we crossed paths, Pilgrim. May your footsteps be light. And at that, the floor will just open. A perfectly square hole will, starting beneath her feet, just sort of appear as she will fall through, and then it will close up.
Okay. Well, that is
if we see down into the chasm, it is bookshelves all the way down.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's she doesn't, if you don't close it up behind her, then you just see her, I guess, hovering down, floating down.
Yeah, it's gentle.
Yeah, levitating down, whichever it is. And then she's just kind of looking amongst the stacks a little bit more calmly, but she's just engaged right now. In the meantime, I mean, this shadow is again trying to reach in through the door from behind you all, and then trying to connect the door into the door that has appeared leading to division. And I think this is where, those of you that actually kept your walkie-talkies will hear the squawk from the walkie-talkie, and you hear, "All right, I think we've cleared it. We've established the door frame, and then we're gonna be putting in a battering ram to get you guys out. All right, so just expect the door to open in a few minutes. Be ready."
Vivi looks back and forth between the walkie-talkie, and Petri goes, Marcus, do not open the door. Petri, excellent job removing the bystander.
Bystander? What bystander?
We'll go over in the debriefing later. Do not open the door, please. Thank you. Goodbye.
Go ahead, Zero.
Sorry. Zero is going to walk through the door the tentacles are coming out of.
Okay.
Isn't that Doom's door? Don't we want to not open that?
Well, it's already open.
Damn.
Oh my god. Okay.
Are there contested roles in this game?
But I mean, like, okay, so first time I've ever heard this, but this is great. I love it. Okay, so you're gonna walk through Doom's Door, eh? What is your intention?
Well, I mean, he's already technically on the other side, and the world hasn't ended, so this is presumably safe.
Interesting thought.
I mean, the logic's sound.
But I mean, like, if we're gonna think that, then like, we have to go with with what the shadow said, which was essentially, it's like it's going to connect this door with the door leading into division to bring the unknown together.
Yes, so Zero wants to stop that.
Okay. And cross over to through the door.
Well, if he's already on the other side, another one of him isn't going to make a difference, and he should be able to walk back out. This clearly isn't his door.
Ah.
Now you're thinking with portals. I love this.
That's amazing. Okay, so sounds to me like you want to power through darkness for this. Or
Right.
were you going to try and talk with your other iteration? In which case, that could be a reveal your heart if you want. But I mean,
I was hoping to make some sort of contact, maybe get an answer or two. I was thinking of using "You Can't Hide Your Heart from Me."
Ooh. Okay. Okay. All right. Sensitive to. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give it a shot. You are sensitive to the surface thoughts and strongest feelings of those around you. When you deepen your senses, blend darkness tokens and roll. Me personally, I'm just kind of hoping, out of character, I'm kind of hoping that you get a monstrous success because I already know what the hell how the hell that's gonna play out. But that's just me. Okay.
I'm going to add 2 darkness tokens.
Okay.
Oh, so we're going for the monster success, are we?
Not necessarily. We'll see.
I mean, you haven't guaranteed it.
No.
All right.
Rolls are weird.
10.
Okay. All right. On a 8 to 10, you sense more under the surface. Ask 2 of those questions.
I would like to know what they are truly afraid of and what they are hiding.
I mean, if you're talking to yourself, shouldn't you answer those questions?
Well, this me knows more than I
you.
do.
Yes.
Yeah.
before I answer
Allegedly.
this, right? Before I answer this question, hey, it may be a completely different thing than we thought. Before I answer those questions, it's like, Wisp, what are you doing now that Jen Fable is otherwise occupied?
Oh, I think as Wisp was like looking down, watching Jen Fable like float down through this like near infinite column of bookshelves. She has like kind of a weird flashback to that like strange little fragment of memory that she had with Vivi. And I think she looks at Petri and she says, Jen Fable said memories are down there.
You would like to join her?
Couldn't hurt.
But it
And
could.
I think as she's saying that, she's like giving Vivi this very like a sort of soft look that she doesn't usually have. And then I think she'll step over the edge and float down behind Jen.
Right.
What?
We can do this with just 3, 4, 2 of us? Goodness.
Good luck.
Oh. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. So. All right. Wisp is down in the in the floating down like Alice in Wonderland, but with books, lots and lots of books. And then Zero's got the questions, and I'm assuming you still have that darkness weapon, like
Yes.
at the ready. Okay, great. And then Petri created the thing, and then Vivi is doing what now? Before
I
I.
think Vivi, seeing that everyone else is doing their own thing,
Mhm.
is going to go, well, oh goodness. You, and she's going to point at the tendrils, you need to stop now. And is going to do Unleash the Dark to freeze time for the tendrils.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's see the last. I haven't forgotten that about you, Zero. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just waiting to see what Vivi does.
That's
Um.
totally cool.
Okay. Okay. So unleash the dark. Are you spending any darkness tokens for this?
2 as well.
Okay.
Hey, let's do it.
Okay.
A 6.
Oh, on a 7 minus, you have greatly underestimated them. The keeper will describe the desperate position you find yourself in. So, tell me what your powers look like and what they were trying to manifest.
So when Vivi uses their powers, they go unnaturally still. They stop breathing, they stop moving. If their hair was in the middle of moving, it stops moving because like they just sort of temporarily pause their projection of self to focus on what they are doing. And what Vivi was hoping to happen was effectively the same thing for the tendrils. Vivi would freeze, the tendrils would freeze, and then Vivi would unfreeze, and the tendrils would just be stopped, immobile, grasping for the door.
I think you will hear a laugh in your head. In your head. And it sounds like. How can you stop that which hasn't moved? And it's as if the tendrils have worked around your ability somehow. It has made itself, if in a way it can, incorporeal to time. And
Ooh.
so it does not move. Its own inertia prevents your powers from affecting it. And then
From Vivi's perspective, does just the world move around it?
yeah, the world moves around it. And then it will continue to do what it is aiming for, but this time it's using you now to speed the movement of the door together with the door it's in. And meantime, Zero is like in through the door and communicating with this thing and going back to the found, your 2 questions. What are they truly afraid of, and what are they hiding? I'm just trying to decide which one to answer first. They are hiding the melding of the 2 realities together will bring about an apocalyptic event, of course, as realities will do when they collide, and it will serve their master. And what they are truly afraid of is that it will all be for nothing. But you're not sure why this is important. And I think, I think Zero, like you're starting to feel the shift of the doors increasing, like it's happening faster than before.
What does Zero see here?
Where it was shadow before in the parasitic library, it's now light. You see it as a bright form rather than a shadow.
Zero's darkness is still dark, and he's going to try and let that spread and extinguish the light in here.
Okay. And I'm going to say that is... Yeah, I think you're trying to unleash the dark. Or, well, unleash the dark, power through darkness. You're pushing some limits here, but you're also trying to enforce your will on something. So, what do you think makes sense for you?
I feel like power through darkness. He's pushing the limits of his dream weapon here.
Okay. Straining to do the extraordinary or avert imminent danger. Sure. Spend darkness tokens and roll, please.
I'm going to spend 1.
Okay.
5.
7-. Keeper will offer you something connected to what the darkness demands of you. Whether you take it or not, prepare for the worst. Fun. Give me a second. Let me take a look at your sheet here. Ooh, boy.
That's not good.
What the darkness demands. That's your breaking point, though. Let's see. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Okay. So, one of the things that the darkness demands of you is to open a permanent portal to a dark realm. I think by trying to overpower your other iteration, I think you are creating this as another reality, and you are the cause of this portal to this dark realm as you try to overtake this.
Oh, good.
Yes. I think for this iteration of you, you are the dark self. You are the darkness that demands it surrender.
That's fun.
That is fun. Or I think you can still, well, hold on. How many bonds do you have? Because you got a 5?
I got a 5, yep.
Yeah, you'd have to spend 3 bonds to be able to get that back into the sweet zone. If you want, or we just keep running with this where you are overtaking this this realm and being its dark door, dark realm, dark dimension.
It's kind of cruel that could be how Zero finds out about himself.
Yes.
From
being that mirror to this dimension.
Yeah, if everyone's cool with it, I might let that ride.
Hell yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you will stop it from connecting with, your division door, and that's fine.
I'm still technically doing the job.
You're still technically doing the job. Yeah. So, if that is what you want to run with, That is what happens.
What could
Um,
go wrong?
what could go wrong? Well. So, describe to me as you describe to me how it looks, how you feel when you subsume this light into your own darkness.
I think as the tendrils around his form kind of leach out like ink in water, they reach for that light, but it's not strong enough. And as the light starts to push back, you can see threads of it moving through the shadows back into Zero. And he opens his eyes wide, and I think one of them goes from fully black to fully white. And he runs. He sees something in there that he is not ready to see. And he's going to back out of the door.
What do you see through the door as you back out?
I think he sees, I'm not sure he can make entire sense of it, but I think it's enough for him to be sure that not only is he not he was not the intended product of whatever effort was made to bring him about. He's the leftover. And that was more than he wanted to know. That wasn't what he wanted to know, and more at the same time.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Angry and scared.
Which of your conditions do you think describes that?
Defensive.
Go ahead and check it off. All right. We're going to be taking our first break, so at the 47 mark. But before we do, just want to, because I forgot to ask in the beginning before we got started, go ahead and look over your impulses to see if you've marked one already, like you've embodied one already, or if you think you can embody one when we, continue on with the second half. Because when we come back, we're gonna go switch over to Wisp and see how she's doing in the free fall. Okay, so yeah, 48 mark now. Okay, so see you in 10. Okay, so as that's happening, we follow Wisp as she is dropped down this free fall, down this shelf shaft. That's what we're gonna call it. And yeah, you see all of the books around you. In fact, it's kind of like a smaller version of what was happening on the main floor of the parasitic library. It's just smaller shelving and like a more concentrated area here. And then you can see Jen Fable down below you. She's kind of like as if she's kind of dropped down in a very like light gravitational manner, and she's kind of like just kind of drifting down herself as if she's kind of like skipping down um, you know a non-existent hill. And you don't skip, but I mean it's kind of like the same type of thing. You feel very lightweight. You feel like there's barely anything underneath your feet as you make your way down.
I always hates that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She's falling, and I imagine that there are books sort of like floating off the shelves, and she's like kind of impatiently just shoving them out of her face, slapping them
Mm-hmm.
away.
Yeah.
What exactly is there bottom, and like what is there when she finally touches down?
Yeah, I think, well, Jen gets there before you do, and then
Mhm.
she, it's almost like she kind of like lands and then like both feet on the ground, whatever it is, and then you hear her say, "Huh, that's where it is," and then she just runs off into the darkness, right? So the shaft has like light shining down, and if you look up, you can't really tell what it's from. Maybe from the main hall, from the main library. And then you touch down yourself after she disappears into the darkness. You touch down yourself after a few seconds onto, well, you have the superhero pose, of course. Um, and it feels like underneath your hand and your knee, it feels like some sort of marble.
I think Wisp gets up and sort of lets her. Actually, I don't think her eyes have to adjust to the shadows. I think we see them kind of glinting as bright gold um, as she like walks away from that shaft of light and deeper into the shelves. And she calls out, Jen Fable, you have to stay close to me. I'm the only way you're going to get out of here, I think.
You hear her distantly as if, she was away from you much longer than just a few seconds. It's like, I know it's here. I can see it. There's that one book. No, no, no. Wait. No. Oh, there's that pamphlet. Okay. I've almost got them. I'll come back to you. You don't see her in the darkness. You just see books and books and books.
Yeah,
I'm
Wisp
sad for
is.
Jen Fable. If life could be described as a pamphlet.
Well, I mean, if she's been in here since Footloose, she probably hasn't done a lot with her time. Um, but yeah, I think Wisp is kind of winding through the shelves, following Jen's voice,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she's pretending to herself that she's not looking for a book that seems like it might belong to her or might house her own memories. Um, you know, she's pretending that she's just here to help Jen get out safely.
Sure.
But there is that part of her that is scanning every single spine that she passes by.
Yeah, for sure. Would you like to say that you're uh, grasping keys, or did you want to try to use a move for yourself? Unless it's violent, in which case, who knows? Um,
I think actually I'm interested in this scene perhaps being about Wisp revealing her heart to Jen Fable.
Ooh, okay.
Um, so I think Wisp is scanning the shelves, following Jen's voice, and she's just, trying to keep Jen talking so that she can locate her.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to know who you are so badly? Anyway, I mean, you can just start over if you don't know. You can be whatever you want, right?
I, at this point, I think you hear her voice somewhat close, but when you look towards the voice, you don't see anything except stacks of books in front of you. But her voice will say, "No, because no, you can't remake yourself. That's silly. You have a job to do, and you do your job, and that's where you are. You can't change things."
Hmm. In my old world, I had job, kind of self-appointed, really, slaying monsters, things like that. Uh, but I would say I changed a lot. or I was changed when the vision found me.
Oh, they found you?
Hmm, violently pulled me out of my dimension, but same thing.
I think I remember writing a report about that. Uh,
You were there?
um, not there, but I got the paperwork. I had to type it up and put it into the database. Uh, oh, yeah, that's another memory. Okay, all right. So this pamphlet's got the right stuff. All right, cool, cool, cool. Let me see if this book. No, that's not the book. Ugh, what's this? And you hear like a big ass thump from behind you now. And when you look, you'll see it is a tome that's not as big as the one that you saw initially with the big ass title on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or excuse me, that was like 5,000 pages or however many things it was. But I think you'll see a book very similar, bound very similarly to that one, probably half the size. And what title does it have on it?
I think I'm not sure. I think actually there was clearly a title that was embossed into the cover, but it looks like there are these deep gouges through it, like somebody deliberately kind of dug it out of the leather.
I think. Why don't you go ahead and roll Reveal Your Heart? I'm just curious to see what you get.
Sure. I'm gonna use. I use 2 darkness tokens. Yes.
Okay.
That's a 5.
Okay. So you tried to reveal your heart and try to sincerely connect to somebody, but on 7 minus, something interrupts or undermines a moment, entire warning, consequence, or an aspect of the mystery itself. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So she's in the stacks. This book got kicked out of the shelves, and it's a um, title that you cannot read because it looks like, it's been gouged out or worn down or whatever. But I think upon closer inspection, you realize that those gouges are very recent, as if it's claws or possibly teeth marks in this book. And then you hear a scream. You hear, "Ah!" And it's Gent Fable, of course. Of course it is.
And this is why I said to stay close to me. And I think Whisper or Wisp will. Yeah, she immediately takes off sprinting toward the screen, reaching for one of those dangling glass bottles on her bandolier that everyone keeps telling her is a hazard, but they're fine.
Oh, do I do that? No, I won't, because I mean it's already a consequence. You have to save her ass. One of the worst escort missions ever. Okay, great. Yeah. So I think while this is happening, I think upstairs, like with the open hole, I think you three can hear this scream as Zero is backing out of the door, and Petri, I guess, is looking at their handiwork, and Vivi has been shocked that something was not affected by your time stop. um, so what do you want to do? You hear the scream from down the hole, and mind you, the door is still open. The tendrils have not reached out to try to connect the two, but again, the door is still open, and it looks like the progress of the door to division is still happening. They're gonna merge in a few if it's not stopped.
I thought I did it. Vivi, I don't know what to do now.
I mean, on that side, yes, it stopped. I mean, like, you stopped its the iteration's advancement, but on your side, on this side, it's still happening. A little slower, but oh, you're on mute.
Thank you. So the tendrils, they're not an aspect of zero, or are they?
Of the other one,
The other one.
02.
02. Okay. Vivi wants to use a playbook move, Ashes to Ashes.
Ooh. Tell us what that does.
So you are the last of your kind, there will never be another. When you declare how the wisdom of your people may help in a situation, spend darkness tokens and roll. So Vivi's people did a lot of time and matter manipulation and looked at timelines and time loops and whatnot. And they occasionally ran into conflicts where they had multiple timelines, multiple versions of something. And so Vivi wants to give some advice to Zero about how to become the real version of themselves in this reality and sort of subsume the tendrils.
What? I don't want to
It's not so much subsume, it's making yourself more real in this timeline and then less real. And if you are real enough, if you are real enough, they will not be real anymore.
Not here anyway.
What? Okay, I guess. What do I do?
Well, I should roll and see how well this advice goes over first.
Sure.
And I only have one darkness token, but I will spend it. 8.
Okay, sweet spot. 8 to 10. Your wisdom shines brightly in the dark. Choose 2.
So I think what if you'll allow it, Matt, what I think I'd like to do is give the power of darkness from another playbook to Zero temporarily.
Ooh, okay.
And what I'd like to give them is from the Hungry, the power, mystical power I stole from my victims, so that Zero can absorb the energy of the other timelines Zero.
Ooh.
Weakening them, strengthening this version of him.
Nice. Okay.
And also, I'd like to see a memory in Zero. I think that seems like it's a good version of that. So,
nice.
See a factory memory in the face of another monster. Declare what the memory is and gain 1 bond with that PC or NPC.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about Zero's backstory though, so
no one does.
We may have to work. We have to figure out what.
I mean, Zero always has the opportunity to do like veto or adjustment. So just like personal quarters items, it's like, again, you can make a mention of something and then, again, we can tweak it, or it doesn't have to be what, doesn't have to be that exactly. So
I think Vivi will stand in front of Zero, temporarily blocking the view of the tendrils, and say, you need to focus on things that are real, things that have happened in this time. Remember the day that you tried to teach me how to swim. And
Would Zero remember that, or was this a different loop?
It has it would have to be this loop for it to work, I think. So
okay.
Yeah, to gain one bond with you. Yeah, I think it has to be a very real memory that has happened in this particular timeline reality.
Okay.
and I think Vivi is normally very, very prim and precise, and the swimming just did not work at all because Vivi's a projection and like trying to move that way in a different liquid when they're already trying to move through the air. And so they just sort of like Zero was graceful in the water and Vivi flailed. And it was just sort of very out of character for how they normally like to compose themselves. And I think it maybe was a moment where Vivi became more approachable, and Vivi and Zero could have sort of shared a moment of, well, that was silly and kind of ridiculous and sort of human.
And you laughed.
Okay.
Somebody laughed where maybe they didn't laugh before. So, basically, Vivi would gain a bond with Zero. Okay, and then I mean, if you're saying that, and really that particular choice is supposed to awaken the power of darkness for you, but I mean, I'm okay if you want to give it over to Zero to use in this particular instance. Okay, so
Then
Zero, you can totally use this power from the Hungry to be able to again consume and make sure that iteration's door doesn't move or get out of hand and touch the door to division. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
He says, "You are real, even if your memories are missing. You are here, and you are real, and it is not. Now show it." And he steps aside so that Zero can see it.
All right. So this is the gnawing edge.
No, this is Powers of Darkness, mystical power I stole from my victims. In the
right, but the move that I'm rolling on is from the Hungry. It's
not. It's not. Is it? It's a Power of Darkness, not a move.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Got it.
All right. In that case, I will add 2 tokens. Yeah.
Okay. And just out of character, just keep in mind, Vivi, that you can even do something to gain tokens even as you use them up. So take a look at your list and just make sure that, hey, if you've done that anytime during the session, just go ahead and start taking darkness tokens. Always replenishable. Alrighty.
All right.
Okay, and then Zero. Ow, what did you get? Ow.
A 12.
Oh. Powering through darkness or unleashing the dark is what we're doing. Which one are we doing?
What feels more appropriate to what you gave me, Matt?
I mean, I feel like we're averting imminent danger, so pushing our power through darkness.
All right.
Okay. So on 11 plus, you are on the edge of a disaster. Choose one. Mark a condition to exert better control of your powers, or let the keeper tell you how the situation is not under your control.
Oh boy, I'm just collecting conditions today.
It's either a miss or it's like monstrous success.
You also can spend a bond too, right?
Yes, you can bring it down by spending bonds. Yes, a bond or however many.
You would need to spend 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
And now remember that the bond doesn't mean that I have no longer any ties to blah 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 character or whatever whatsoever. It just means that you're remembering something about that particular PC or NPC that you've shared, and you'd be narrating something short because of it.
Yeah, I think I will spend my one bond with Vivi and one with Petri.
Okay. All right. So you bring it down. Excuse me. And bring it down to. Come on. My screen keeps moving. You use your powers with great precision and effect, changing the situation before you. So tell me. Tell me what you do to change the situation.
I think so. There's the moment when he starts to draw on this new power and starts to subsume this other him, and it scares him at first, and he almost loses control, and he is going to focus on. I kind of imagine Vivi is staring really hard at him right now, and so he's going to kind of look back at Vivi, the uncertainty plain on their face when he's just going to give it that little bit of extra push. And I think it's then that he puts the two and two together and realizes that this other hymns master is the same being that Petri has talked about or alluded to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. The noises are me just trying to incorporate that into my belief system.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that Zero would mean anything.
Right.
But yeah.
But I think I'm gonna offer you that this creates a bond of sorts with Petri, because now you kind of have this understanding of where that other of yours is perceiving or coming from. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and gain a bond with Petri at this point.
Done.
Yep. And yeah, I think you are taking care of this door, and does it go away? Does it close? Does it?
I think so. So when I'm picturing this door, I kind of imagine it's just a frame and then just light pouring out from the center with the tendrils.
Yeah.
And I think the frame remains, but the light goes out.
Yeah. It's almost like it's turned to something solid now, and it's just some kind of brace that's in the middle of the floor. Although it is a brace that's in the middle of the floor, above the opening that Petri created, and you hear the screaming from down there. You hear like Gen Fable, and I think you hear Wisp calling down as well. It's like, or calling out. It's like, this is why I said to stick with me, and sounds like running towards whatever it is, or is accosting Jen. So we're gonna head back down the chute. Just decide for you three, like, what you plan on doing next. Hearing this and such. And then Wisp. So you're chasing out into the darkness, and it's almost as if the book stacks have decided that they're going to guide but also be an obstacle in your way. Like, they're not letting you like run in a straight line. They're kind of like, creating these weird like curves and bumps and such, and like you feel your feet pounding on what started off as marble, but then now starts working in its way into like crackling as if you're on old paper, and then it goes into thuds, like dull thuds, as if you are like on some sort of heavy leather. And then you get closer to the scream, and then you realize it's Jen Fable has found herself in the air, lifted by this immense figure that seems to be holding her like a book.
What does the figure look like? Is it like humanoid? Is it that clawed thing that perhaps defaced her book?
You can tell that the thing that made the gouges in that leathery book of yours, like the hands, like, you know, the claws, like kind of like match the indentations, and then you just see out of the darkness, it's like you see this very wide grin that seems to have long fangs, and it's like, you know, stuff dripping from the fangs, very sticky substance.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Wisp has the book under one arm, heavy though it is, and I think when she sees the way this thing is grasping Jen, she doesn't even go for the her bandolier. She just like takes this running leap off the crinkling paper ground and into the mouth of this monster, just like shoving her large body like in that space right between the fangs.
Nice. Very nice. I mean, it could be either or. I mean, averting imminent danger, starting to do the extraordinary. Although I feel like for Wisp, this is like old hat. This is like the kind of stuff that she really, like, you know, likes to get her teeth into, literally.
Yeah, I mean, the imminent danger that she'd like to avert is for Jen Fable to come to harm.
Right. So yeah, go ahead, power through darkness, spend darkness tokens, and roll.
I think I have a.
Or do you have a move? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's for Unleash the Dark. Um, Maybe that is what I'm doing, actually, unleashing the dark rather than powering through darkness.
I mean, you're enforcing the will. Your will on that thing. Sure.
I think makes more sense.
That's fine.
And when I unleash the dark through anger and violence, I take 3 darkness tokens before doing so.
Just remember, you do not want to have more than 5.
I might want to have more than 5. You don't know. You don't know me.
That's true. That's true.
But I only have 4 anyway. I'll spend 3.
Okay. Oh boy.
And that's still a 7.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh no. Jesus. You have greatly underestimated them. Describe the desperate situation you find yourself in. Okay. So, you know what? Tell me, I'd like to hear from you what it looks like when you've just put yourself in a desperate position. Interposing yourself between this and Jen Fable.
I think so. I think Wisp's plan, right, is to get inside this creature, do the Wisp special. She's done this 1,000 times before. You know, you get inside there, go for the soft stuff. The monster comes down. Very easy.
Sure.
But I think she gets in there and she's expecting the heat and the meat and the like kind of constriction of being inside one of these monstrous creatures that she's used to. But instead, she feels like the kind of paper cuts, like shredding the unarmored parts of her skin. She feels the monster like almost like origami, like refolding itself into a new shape that can accommodate having her inside of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like she's never fought a library, she's never fought something that could stomach her being in its stomach. So I think the sheer like confusion is like part of the difficult situation here. She's going to have to think strategy, and that is not her strong suit.
Mm. I think as you're feeling these paper cuts inside this thing's body, I think it's even more complicated by the fact that you hear in your, well, in your head as well as around you, as this thing surrounds you, I think you feel, please, can you help? I am lost in this place. Something, many things missing. I can feel them here and out there.
Is this like a physical voice that she's hearing or something just in her head?
No, well, it's both. It's like you hear
Okay.
the echo in your head, but it's also outside of you as well. And I think you'll distantly hear, like from outside, well, from where you are, you'll hear Jen Fable like saying, "I feel that way too. Something's missing."
Whatever you think that woman is going to do for you, I promise you she cannot get you out of here. Only I can. So maybe you let me out and we make a deal. She's sort of wincing as she says that. She does not like negotiating,
No.
but she's seen Agent Peace do this successfully before, so maybe it works.
Are you trying to reveal your heart?
Not quite yet, I think. I'm curious if it's open to negotiation, then maybe it's an unleash the dark to enforce her will on someone socially, but
Okay. Well, I mean, I will say that you will hear like a rustling from around you, and the reason that you feel like there's like paper cuts, like thin slicing, but like nothing so bold as open wounds, you see that what you have found yourself inside is what looks like thousands and thousands of pages stacked and piled around you, and where the edges are exposed and exposed to you, your skin is experiencing these cuts.
I think I think Wisp is walking as delicately as she can as to not cause the creature more discomfort and make it angrier.
Mm-hmm.
But she's sort of looking, trying to read the pages that comprise this thing. Um, Trying to like see if there's something there that she can use to convince it to stand down.
You'll hear one word as you're looking. Incomplete?
Yes, I know how you feel. I I think I'm missing a few pages too. But that does not mean I murdered Jen Fable. So maybe you should be more like me.
The rustling increases as the papers shift again around you. If you would like to see, well, you know what? Yeah. Are you looking for anything in particular? Here, amongst the pages that are cutting into you. I mean, you have a book. I'm assuming you somehow kept the book with you even as you dove in.
She has the book, but the book's about her, right? Like she's trying to find out what this creature is so that she can figure out how to get it what it needs or wants.
Right. So it is a collection of fragments of knowledge and secrets. Would you like to see what else it knows?
Yeah. I mean, she's reading whatever is there. So
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and grasp keys, actually, for this.
sure. I won't spend any darkness tokens.
Sure.
It's a 4.
On a 7 blindness, you find more than you were ready for. You may choose to mark ruin to uncover a key, but in doing so, the keeper will reveal how you come closer to becoming a harbinger. I think as the papers shift again, you can see that each of these pages reveal that it's like thoughts. It's like memories that have not fulfilled themselves, or you're in the middle of the memory and it doesn't seem like it's coming from anywhere or going anywhere. You're just reading a segment of it. And it's like the pages are shaped a certain way as if they need to go in like puzzle pieces together. But these puzzle pieces are disparate. And I think you find a description of a crown, of a diadem, and someone talking that sounds in a pattern of speech of your people, of someone you know. The page doesn't say who is speaking, but you feel as if you can picture this person in your head talking, and they are talking about what they will do to your followers, what they will do if you decide to go through with your plan to turn them into the most fearsome warriors that any world has ever seen. And the end of the page, or at least of this particular page that you see, says that you laugh.
I think Wisp does laugh at this moment. Jokes on them, I don't have any followers. Can't even get Jen Fable to listen to me. And I think she'll kind of call out to the creature that she's inside. I see that you are weighed down to with a prophecy that you don't understand. That you're missing all the middle steps. They tell you it's going to end badly, but you can't see how. And you're just the vessel for this dark and heavy story that you never wanted to be told. I understand.
Too many pieces. Too many secrets. No completion. need to feel complete. Help me.
You let Jen Fable go, and when I go back to the vision, we find a way to help you. Okay?
The pages rustle in agreement or assent, and you start to hear and this sound increases in speed, and you realize that there's a separation down by your legs where you can start to see outside of the creature. And then you realize that you can see Jen Fable's face hanging upside down now as she's looking at you, upside down. It seems that the creature is holding her by her leg instead of holding her folded in half. Oh, glad to see you're all right.
I was always going to be all right. You are fine. No broken bones. No bifurcated spine.
No, I've always felt sore around here. All that walking. Can we get out of here? I think I found what I was looking for. I remember now. I think. And she kind of waves this pamphlet in your face. This tells most of the story, I think.
Wisp is holding her big ass tome under one arm, and she's like, "That's it."
I mean, I didn't live a long life yet. I mean, time works differently here. I guess it's only pamphlet sized. I mean...
Okay, save your story for Kevin Bacon. Let's go.
Oh, I only wish I could meet him. All right, great. And, yeah, I think that the papers around you slide away, and then Jen Fable is dropped, but I mean, gravity is kind of weird here anyway, so then she kind of just shifts back easily or clumsily to her feet, and then the papers will shift behind you, Wisp, and I think when you turn around and watch them reform, then it starts to look like a very papery, slivery cat made of pieces of paper. Help me. Help me feel complete. Complete.
Is it... You said it's
Small.
as small now?
It's small now, yeah.
Then I think, yeah, Wisp will lean down and scoop it up with her other arm, wincing as it makes more paper cuts in her palm.
Yeah, I think it's kind of you're holding it, and it's almost like a pile of Post-it notes, basically. But I mean, I think as it's kind of settling there, I think it's making biscuits in your palm, and you feel the little cuts in your palm.
Bad kitty, stop, no.
And it will proceed to climb up your arm and then settle down on your shoulder like it's an epaulette, like in a crescent form, and then go to sleep.
Okay, that's kind of cute.
Yep. And Jen Fable will even say the same thing. It's it's kind of adorable sitting up there. All right, I guess we can try and see if we can get back up and go back. If they've opened the door by now, hopefully. And I think you guys hear this from up above. It's a long way down, just put it that way.
Um, I think, I mean, Wisp can get herself back up, I think, just by climbing,
Mhm.
but I think she'll call up from below. Can anyone help Jen Fable? We're coming back.
I feel like that's Vivi's cue. Oh wait, no. Is dimensional phasing? I don't know. Maybe more Petrichor's cue.
It seems more like a manipulating the library kind of thing.
Yeah.
I put them in
Okay.
this mess.
Okay.
Do I have to roll for this, or is it as simple as undoing what I already did?
I think you just want to undo what you've already done. I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna make you roll for what's essentially like something simple. Um,
Stand very still. And the floor begins to rise before you even realize.
right. It's like rebuilding itself on top of each other.
Things just sort of twist, and then you see Petri, about 3 feet tall, and Vivi at whatever height Vivi is.
Wait, has Petri been 3 feet tall this whole time?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of the. I thought it would be really funny if Petri could change sizes, and I've been searching for a place to slip that in there.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's so funny. Well, especially like against Wisp, who is 8 feet tall. It's like, oh shit. She could hold you like a baby. All
You
right.
made a friend,
Is that
and
a
you
cat?
found yourself. Excellent work.
I mean, and Jen Fable will pipe up. It's like, I think I did. I mean, this seems to tell the story, and she's holding up this like this little pamphlet, this zine that's maybe like a few pages long.
Can I take it? Can I have a moment with this, or can I? We might do it later.
Yeah,
But
that's fine because
I know
we
where
can
I'm
have a
going.
stat. We can have some scenes, you know.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, like, you know, as everybody's back together, I think the walkie-talkie thing will squawk and saying, "Okay, it's like we've got a handle on it. I think we can open up the door on our side. Is it safe?"
Petri will just open the door.
Oh, I like that so much better.
Yes. And
Yes.
and you see like on the other side of the door, you see your handlers, the more physical ones will like have what looks like a battering ram ready to go. And then the other two are like behind, just kind of like watching agog with Marcus, like, what? So War and Peace and Cobb are like, you know, at the sides of the battering ram and like ready to burst in, and then the other three are just like, what? And yeah. So you have completed the parasitic library.
Hooray.
You have stopped it from merging with your dimension, and you've stopped it from encroaching. I'm gonna say though that unseen, like, you know, maybe after you all like leave the place, and then Marcus is agog that Jen Fable's there, and it's like she holds up her badge and say, "I think I know who I am." She's holding up her badge, and then she holds up the zine. And then Marcus just looks at her like, "Okay. I think you're going to need to go to the debriefing room, and then you four need to debrief with your individual handlers. I don't handle this part after this. I mean, like, you know, I was just supposed to go in there, check to make sure that nothing untoward happened, but it seems like you vetted yourselves well, I guess. I mean, Nothing to worry about, right?
Did we pass the review?
What? And all the handlers look at each other, not saying anything.
What? Asking isn't going to affect my score.
I think Agent Danvers at this point is just like looking up and she shoves her hands in her pockets and says, "Come on, Petri. Debrief."
I have so much to tell you. It's lovely to see you again.
It's good to see you. Would it make you comfortable if we went to your garden?
Just a moment. Jen, dear.
Oh, yes. Yes.
This is quite the book you found. This is you.
I think so. I mean, I guess
Have
I
you
was right
opened
about
it
my
yet?
name. Well, no, but I mean, it just
Try
felt
now.
right. Oh, okay. Why? Did you do something to this Petri?
No, I mean, yes and no, but
Oh,
I
God.
think so. What I want to happen, what I want this moment to be, is she opens it and it unfolds like an obscenely well folded world map, like it's a huge single broad sheet of paper.
Oh my God. Okay. That's so funny. It's the world map of Jen Fable.
Yeah.
Here's her archipelago of her childhood memories, and
Here's all the possibilities that might have happened off by the There Be Dragons sign.
oh my gosh, too funny. Ah, thanks. Okay, and then
Not so
she'll.
small, are you?
I guess not. And she'll kind of emote over with Marcus over by the equipment, and the handlers will escort each of you to your own respective places, and then we can say that you have resolved this mystery. Okay? So, yeah, just double check your stuff, like, about your impulses and all this kind of stuff, and then we're just going to go through end of session questions for this mystery, and then we can, in the meantime, do a few, what's the word? Debrief / epilogue scenes in Division, okay, before we end with Stars and Wishes. So let me go into end of session stuff. All right, let's go start with Wisp. Did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
Yeah, I think so. In empathizing with the creature,
Mm-hmm.
the paper cat.
Absolutely. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
Not yet.
You don't think so? Not with the description of the diadem and the person that.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
Impending ruin, not necessarily self.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
Did I?
I'm trying to think in this session. I know you did like in previous sessions, but I'm trying to remember about this one.
Did you interact with a fellow monster this session?
I don't remember.
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't think I learned anything
I mean,
significant.
unless you count Petri as encouraging your chaos, but I don't think that's new.
Petri can be 3 feet tall sometimes.
Yeah, right. That's kind of significant, actually. So anyway, did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to unlock Doom's door? I mean, technically no, because it's like you guys already unlocked Doom's door last time, mechanically and technically, and so you wouldn't need to get any more keys. So
Yeah,
no,
I'm gonna mark a ruin.
yeah, because I think this was a very ruinous episode. I think that people
Yeah.
had capacity for being able to really dig into, oh shit, this is gonna happen on the other end of the spectrum. Okay, so the found 0. Did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
I think so. Drawing on my dream weapon is pretty monstrous.
Yes. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
I would say yes.
Yes. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
Learning about Petri's connection to the library.
Yes. And then, did you uncover at least one, or attempt to consume jar? So again, I think for this question, everybody gets like one ruin because again, this is a very, very ruinous episode. And then the last, Vivi, did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
I don't think particularly.
I think there was a lot of humanity in trying to help Zero work through all this stuff. Or
Yeah.
maybe that was monstrous. Who knows?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Really both.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
Yeah, also no.
Okay. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
Hi, I'm full of mysteries.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think that's new information, though.
no, that's the thing.
Fine. And of course, take one ruin because of the that thing. All right, and then our herald. Okay.
Yes.
Petri, did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a freak this session.
Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, like you were kind of like on the periphery, but everybody else was experiencing like what
I
your
definitely
master
learned
brings.
a bunch of stuff about on my map. I think in that moment of like witnessing what was through Zero's door, I did learn a lot about my master, but I'm taking that as my impulse.
Right. Okay.
And
Yeah,
I definitely learned a lot about Zero.
Yeah, we'll go back over the impulse part in a minute. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
Yes, about Zero.
Okay. And of course, mark one ruin. And let's go over to everybody's impulse and just see. Wisp, which impulse did you take this session?
I took, did you try to hold on to your humanity to great consequence?
Okay. Do you think you embodied your impulse? Or fight it? I mean, like, you know, I'll take opposite ends too. So
Definitely her pursuit of her memories was trying to hold on to her humanity. I'm not sure there have yet been great consequences to that, though.
okay. If you feel yes, mark 1 XP or 1 ruin. Okay. The Found, 0. What was your impulse?
To reclaim a fragment of my memories. I think I achieved that.
Yep, and you have the choice. You can pick 1 XP or 1 ruin. It's up to you.
Yes, I will think on that.
Okay. And Vivi, which impulse did you use today or try to embody today?
To share a story of your people and what you lost. I think the answer is no, but if we have epilogue scenes, I'm happy with Zero where that happens.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm happy to you know sit on that for a bit until you see if you do it or not. And then same with the Herald.
Yeah, mine was, did I reflect on my relationship with my master? And who boy, I'm ready. I could do that at any moment, but I don't think I've done that yet.
I mean, if you want to wait to see if like you can squeeze it in on an epilogue, that's fine because we have
unless you count doubling up on learning about Zero and like seeing my master through Doom's door, but I don't think that's really a reflection.
Yeah, it feels like you're mulling over it. Like it's more like,
Yeah.
you're either doing it introspectively or you're discussing it with like, another monster of like, this is where you're welcoming them in and then, like this is what I'm all about or what my master's all
Sure.
about kind of thing. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and like, do a debrief slash epilogue of what you think happens. And it could be right after you come out and go with your handlers, or it could be maybe some like near future thing that happens. But if everybody can just take a moment and think about how do you see this going? Like, do you think your handlers are reacting as if this was some part of the quarterly review? And that will also inform how I respond if you want me to roleplay your NPC. And if you don't, that's fine too. You can just do a narration. I'm fine with that.
I feel like Cobb would verbally deny that this was an evaluation, but always wink. And Zero
All
has no
right.
idea how to incorporate, what to make of that.
Where do you find yourselves? Are you over by the pool? Or are you like, back in your quarters? What are you where do you think you're actually talking with Cobb?
Maybe on the way back to the quarters.
Okay. Yeah, Marcus was trying to explain to me like what you all were doing in there. And I mean, frankly, it sounded garbled even to me. Um, he's an articulate kind of fellow, but sometimes I mean he just gets all over themselves and can't quite really say what's going on unless you've been not being communicated over the walkie-talkie with them. Is that am I right in what I'm understanding?
I think we're going with the connection was bad.
Oh yeah, the connection was bad. All right, all right. And yeah, he'll just kind of nod and just kind of like shift his little pink um, wristlets and then just shove his hands in his pockets and kind of whistle. It's probably like one of the wrestling themes that he's so used to hearing, and you've probably heard it a million times too. But he'll kind of give you that sidelong glance, Zero, as you're making your way back to your quarters, and kind of nod and jut his chin out like, yeah. Who's
I
next?
walked through the door.
Oh, okay.
Just thought you should know.
Huh. Interesting. Do you want me to keep that on the down low, or do you want me to put it in a record, writing it down somewhere?
Do what you like.
Eh, they know I'm always behind on paperwork. It's fine. And he winks. Who's next?
Vivi can go, and
Okay.
I'm assuming this will be in Agent Ehrlich's office.
Okay.
Vivi is just sitting calmly, hands folded down, hands folded like just gently on across their lap, and they just look at Agent Ehrlich evenly and say, "Well, I will assume that I at least passed."
I'm not going to say that it's about passing or failing. It never is. It's. It's a review of how you feel in the field.
How I feel in the field. Did you know the library would offer us things?
Like what?
Oh, books. It is a library, after all.
Must have been quite tempting.
And Vivi slowly nods and just sort of looks at Agnes and says, I hope you understand what I gave up by not looking.
The question is it meaningful to you? Or is it something that you feel you need to talk about?
Well, it's done, and there's no sense dwelling on the past, Vivi says with great painful irony.
Did you take anything away? I mean, did you want to?
Of course I did. How could I not? But I didn't. And that is the point.
I don't know how your people feel about these sorts of things. But sometimes, every so often, we like to look back and see where we came from to give us some help in figuring out where we're going to go. I don't know if you experience regret.
Oh,
Like we do.
Agent Ehrlich, it is about the only thing I experience.
I can't even imagine. But I'm glad you're here, Vivi. And I hope you will continue to feel like you belong here, even if you, well, don't have others.
I'll keep working on that, I suppose.
We can resume the dream analysis tomorrow. You've had quite the adventure in the library, I'm sure.
And Vivi brightens immediately. Oh, I have a special drink for you tomorrow.
You don't have to. You know you don't have to.
It's customary. I read it in a book about human behaviors.
Customary to have different drinks?
When you go into the office, you bring people drinks. But bringing only one drink is just simply throwing away data. We've had this argument before. One day I will find something that you like more than flat white. And it will improve your life.
Oh, if only. In which case I would be knocking that drink back every single day.
Exactly. This is the value of experimentation.
We'll see how much time it takes, Vivi. And yeah, she'll smile over the cup that she has, which it doesn't smell like flat white. It's something different.
I love it. Okay.
Yep. Who's next?
Elle, do you have something, or should I go?
I have something, but if you're...
All right, I'll get it out of the way. You can go last. Make it a good one. Oh, Lydia, it was a wonderful day. Did you know that the library is my master's stomach?
How did you find this out, Petri?
Well, it was more of a feeling, really. The whole time I was in there, my stomach was upset. Like someone was walking around. and there was something on fire, and something was missing. It was all very strange. This is the first time I've ever interacted with a part of myself this closely. Mirrors are profane. I'm not supposed to know. I'm not supposed to see my master through Doom's door. But I have. Don't think I recognized them.
Petri, have you told anybody else about this?
I haven't had the chance. Of course, others know. Others always know.
It depends on what is said. We get our information and maybe we pool our information to see, well, to get a better picture on what's going on.
No, not others of you, others of me. I'm not alone in this feeling. I never am.
Are you talking about the other omen? The other omens?
No. I thought I explained this to you. I am one of many. I am a part of the caustic myriad. I can know everything that every one of me knows. And that means they all know about this.
Has it been this strong before?
Never.
So you're saying that the distance between the realities is breaking down?
I don't know.
Do you feel it now? Do you feel upset or...
I don't know what that would feel like.
And she takes out a small computer, or a small... It's a smaller laptop than anybody has seen for quite some time, and it's just about taking notes. It's a screen, it's a keyboard, and then she's just typing on it. And she is saying, okay, Petri, I need you to... I know you love data, but I also need to get your side of what you saw in there. And tell me exactly what physical sensations you were experiencing at those times. And I'm not going to say how you felt, but what thoughts, perhaps, if you remember, were going through your head. I need to take that all down, if that's okay.
Petri will just start.
And she's typing away.
Yeah.
And Petri may not even notice or care, but she's getting a concerned look on her face for everything that you're saying. And she continues to type.
Okay. And that is my last XP point to level up.
And Wisp.
I think Wisp's debrief takes place in the garden that surrounds the memorial, and that like burial place for the agents that can't in fact be buried. And I think we will see Wisp and Pierce sitting on a bench. Wisp is sitting like as far as she can from Peace. I think it's nothing personal. She just feels distracted. Like she can't stop thinking about that book that she stashed in her weird little prefab house in her meditation room.
Is the paper cat still there, or is the paper cat still with you?
I think the cat is at her house too.
Okay.
She's mulling over how to help it and how involved she wants Division to be in an official capacity in that endeavor. But I think here and now she says to peace. I won't ask if that was part of review. If you haven't told me by now, I assume you cannot tell me.
Peace is sitting on the bench with his forearms on his thighs and kind of leaning forward and looking down. And he has a cigarette in between his fingers and is kind of keeping it subtle. And it's just like kind of like, wisp of smoke like curling away from it. And just kind of, you just hear a grunt like, what happened in there? He asks you without looking at you. You seem a lot more, I don't know, quiet than usual. Did you have to fight in there?
I always have to fight. But I'm not sure what happened. I think maybe seeing all of those books, all of that knowledge being hidden away, made me think of how much I don't know, how much division is keeping from me, how much you help them keep from me.
Would you believe me if I told you that I'm not even sure how much they keep from me? I observe, I report back, but they don't tell me what they do with that information, Wisp. I'm not high enough to know.
I know, I only believe you because they won't give you promotion.
Well, I guess come hell or high water. I mean, if they do, then I guess I'll be one of them. Until that point, I know as much as I can tell you.
Cigarette.
You're just gonna eat it again.
I won't eat it.
Shit. Alright, you know what? And he takes a long drag of it until it's like halfway up the cigarette, and he will just drop the little stub in your open palm.
She takes it, I think, she'll like position it properly in her fingers. And she like takes it to her lips like with a sort of speed and ferocity that looks like it's about to just like go into her mouth and she'll eat it. But I think this is when she sees it. She has a cigarette almost to her lips and she is looking out onto the gardens. And it's like a blurry image at first, like a smidge that's like kind of left over when pencil's erased from paper. And she recognizes it as a memory, like brief and alive for just a moment in her mind's eye. She sees in that second herself and Vivi walking hand in hand through the garden. And they're talking about something very serious. They look somber. The look in their eyes seems like they have shared many secrets together. And this is a strange sensation because it's a memory, but it's not a memory that Wisp normally has. And I think as it dissipates, like as quickly as it appeared, she feels her heart sort of like flutter in her chest, like it's folding itself into a new shape and catching fire. And she brings the cigarette to her lips. Takes a deep breath.
And by that point, he's already popped out another cigarette from somewhere and has lit it and will amiably puff near you as you're both looking out over the garden. Nice. Thus endeth our session, and yeah, it's time for some stars and wishes. Stars are things that you appreciated about each other, the game, gameplay, and wishes, of course, are what you'd like to see for the future. We are not playing next week because it's the, the 7th and then the 14th and the 21st. We will be back, I believe, on the 28th, unless, more than 2 people are, or like 2 people are out. So, yeah, I expect to come back on the 28th, I believe. All right. So, stars and wishes. This is a very interesting session, I will say. I'm just going to start.
Yes.
It's full of stars with some of the little jokes, but then also how you were dealing with the different situations that were coming up with between dealing with Doom's Door and seeing what you were seeing memory-wise or reality-wise, or just this very surreal combo of things that were happening in the library that yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it's just like, just helping you guys see the possibilities for what's going on in terms of your possible ruin versus you staying heroes. Whichever it is, it's still great. And then either like keeping with the misses or the monstrous successes was awesome, or using bonds to bring those down or bring those up. Really awesome. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. All right. Yeah. So whenever Ben is back, that's fine. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like, so what I want to see is just more opportunities. Well, wishes for me to hopefully give you guys more opportunities to do your moves, do the regular moves and such, and yeah, like just go through these mysteries as a framework for you to experience stuff together and apart, and with yeah, with all the NPCs or the mystery NPCs and each other as much as you want, because I mean, again, these characters are so interesting and I can't wait to see what else they do. Whoever wants to go next.
Sorry, I've been muting because the dog has been barking.
Yeah, it's fine.
I have such a huge list. I'm trying to
please go for it. Go for it.
Chris, I really liked just the ominous, like tenebrous, oh joyous day. That was just that was so good. And it was just such a little thing, but I was like oh, that's not where I saw this going. But I really liked that. Elle, Wisp had so many lovely little lines in today, and I will stick with one, which is go before I loosen your foot, which I thought was just a fantastic. It was you're so good at the callbacks and working things into these sessions. I live for it. I love it so much. I'll tell that again when he's gone, but I just like the guts of just walking through that door. Yeah, whatever. Like, why not? Like, just drive it like you stole it, right? Like, it was unexpected and wonderful. Mads, I initially really hated Gen Fable, and then I loved Gen Fable. So like, that was a great like turnaround there. And also one more from I think for Chris and Mads together. The having the pamphlet and then folding it out to be a whole map was such a wonderful inversion of the NPC like being sort of boring. I loved it so much because I didn't see it coming. For wishes, next session when that happens, I think there'll be interesting talk, hopefully between Vivi and Zero, about memories that Zero may have gotten. And also, I think Vivi is going to take a visit to Petri and maybe get that book back and hide it somewhere in Division. I look forward to doing those things. And also, oh, sorry, one more that I forgot. Elle, the end, heart unfolding like paper, then catching fire. Oh my gosh, such a. We have to explore that too. So, I had such a good time. Thank you, everybody. I can't wait to do more of this.
I'll try not to repeat as well because I feel like I have a lot of the same stars as other people. I loved Petri's whole deal with John Fable. Just like, no, there's no rush to get out. Go find your memories. You'll find something nice, I promise. If I were John Fable hearing Petri say that to me in that creepy tone of voice that they have, I don't know how much I would have trusted it. But no, I love the way that little arc played out throughout the session, culminating in that kind of unfurling of the pamphlet moment. I really loved that too. For Vivi, I really loved the moment where you empowered Zero to like fight against his shadow self. I loved like the impassioned speech that Vivi gave, and just like the whole moment was very, very cool. I loved seeing Vivi take charge in that way. That was super fun. And for Ben, who's not here, I thought the whole thing, like the whole scene that played out on the other side of the door was like so cool and trippy and like phantasmagorical and like everything that I want from an Apocalypse Keys game. So I was like on the edge of my seat. And for Mads, yeah, I love John Fable. I loved her the moment you introduced her, even if Wisp did. And I hope she comes back. I hope we see more of her. For wishes, I know I'm excited to see what mystery we do next. I do want Wisp to read the book, and of course I don't want everything to be revealed that way, but I'm excited to see like what kind of terrible things she learns that perhaps stops her from reading all of it. And yeah, I would love to have some more scenes with the other omens next session, because I was kind of self-siloed for most of this one, and I feel like there's a lot to follow up on. So yeah.
All right, basically everything I have to say has been said already. Mads, I loved the little cat. That was such a like everything that happened down there was so weird, and to have that culminate in a little like merchandisable friend. Beautiful. Perfect. Exactly on brand for this kind of media. The line I have, Wisp, all your one-liners were great. All of your self-reflection was so good. The line I have written down is save your story for Kevin Bacon. Perfect, because the fact that you still really don't understand what Footloose is just got me. Vivi, yeah, I love everything you and Zero did together. I don't have a line written down, but that whole scene was great. That's been covered. For some reason, the way you said flat white got me. Like, I don't know. I really found that interesting, how you were like checking your mind database for flat white. And Ben, if he watches the recording or is back, the line I have down is clearly I'm already on the other side of the door and I'm fine. So it's not my door and it's okay. I can do this. Because yeah, that's how it works. And
Ben
also that what will live in my head for a while, I think.
I mean,
right. Oh, and wishes. I just want to have scenes with everybody. We have so much to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather have like next session start off with, a bunch of like you all interacting with each other, and then maybe their their handlers, if only peripherally, for whatever. I mean, if anything, I think Vivi's got to do the dream protocol thing for definite sure. And I guess we're gonna wait to see like if you activate your archives move or what have you for the next mystery. So conceivably
Oh, yes.
we'd need to wait until after you do that to do it.
I'm gonna
Or you
massage
could just do
that.
it at whatever. I mean, you could do it even before that as a scene between you and Marcus, or like to just find out stuff. I mean, we could do the
Oh yeah, my
be
forbidden
in
archive
reserve.
is for sure 100% the parasitic library.
You guys have it under control. It's like yeah.
Well, I sure do. I don't know about those guys, but it's a part of me.
Yeah.
Just gotta vomit up a book every once in a while.
Oh my god. Well, this whole thing about like the books and the memories, and then what you're going to see in your own individual books if you took them, that's the thing. I mean, it's like, oh, like it's kind of like that back pocket thing of like, do you or don't you actually read it? And what do you find out? Or what do you think the consequences are for finding out stuff, And again, it's going to be an interesting weave of things that are happening. And I imagine by this point, like I think everybody has gotten like one advance, or has gotten really close, or ruin. I mean, who knows? That I'm excited to see too. So I'm hoping that that comes to fruition. But we're only going to be on the second mystery next time, so whatever happens, happens. And I love playing to find out. I'm guessing that Ben is still helping the dog.
Ben is cleaning up a overexcited puppy accident, I think.
Oh. Oh man, that like puberty is hitting that dog hard. Oh no.
Well, no.
Goodness. All right. Well, I mean that's fine. I mean, like if he wants to add any stars and wishes to the Discord chat, that's cool too. So this way we can see them. And again, like I'll be posting this as soon as I can, as soon as it converts over. So no biggie. And then you guys will have stuff to watch to get ready for next time. Alrighty. So yeah. If no other things pop up, then I imagine we're going to be playing again on the several weeks from now. So I'm glad you guys had fun this episode. I mean, like it was a fun episode, and again, I love playing to find out and seeing what you make of these things. Holy shit. So it was a lot of fun for me too. With that, we're just gonna close out, and then I will see you in several weeks. All right.
Take care, y'all.
Yeah, take care. Happy gaming.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.